And it is day 6 and the last day, the session 2 is Professor T. Vivekanandan, Honorable Resource Person, Associate Professor and the CSC Department, SITAMS, Chittur. Today, the topic under the AICTE, we are conducting machine learning techniques in big data analysis. So, Sar is going to give the demonstration. So, the session will begin now. So, Vivekanandan, sir, please take over the session.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Participants, good afternoon. Afternoon session where I'm going to demonstrate how you can make use of your Hadoop platform for various analysis. As time is very limited, it is possible to cover only minimum things, whichever is possible that I could able to cover, where I'll demonstrate those things. How you can practically make use of it, I could able to provide you a few insights where you can get and you can practice it. So before getting into this, let me show you how to, once again. So in between, I may stop sharing my screen. Again, I may open another screen as I need to switch over from one screen to another screen where I may be doing it. So the tool which we are going to use right now for this demonstration is Hadoop. The tool which we are going to use is Hadoop. You can even install Hadoop. I mean, you can set up as a cluster and you can deploy your Hadoop tool on that and you can set up your environment. Or you can also run it on a single system and you can even run your application without clusters. So today what I'm going to demonstrate is a very flexible environment. Even in industry also they use the same platform as a test bed. So that is what I'm going to use right now. The one which I'm going to show now is Hortonworks Sandbox. So this Hortonworks Sandbox is used in even in industry as a test bed. Now let me show how to download this first of all, and then I'll proceed further how to work with Hortonworks Sandbox with respect to Hadoop tool. So I'll show you one website. That website helps you to download. One second. I'm sharing the web link of Hortonworks Sandbox. Right. I hope you could able to see my screen, which has taken you to this Hortonworks Sandbox website. So from this place where you can download the tool which is required for Hadoop platform. Hortonworks Sandbox is a bundled tool which is coming with other tools in that ecosystem. For example, you may get Hadoop in that Spark, Hive, Pig, HBase. So collectively it is bundled and given as a complete tool. So you can use this instead of going for installing it on your system and doing it, because it is given as a single large tool. You can deploy this by bringing a virtual platform like virtual sun virtual box or VMware workstations or any other virtual tool. So in that you have to install Linux. So instead of that, you can go for this Horton Sandbox and then bring it into that environment, and you can make use of it. Now you can look at this particular environment from where you can download this tool. Horton Sandbox comes with two major components. One is Horton Hortonworks HDP. So this is especially for data processing, and the another one is HDF, Hortonworks Data Flow. So this was actually two different companies, CLOUDERA and Hortonworks, but last year they merged together. So CLOUDERA and Hortonworks are now a merged company, and this company is providing this tool. Now you can see here from where you can download. So this is Hortonworks DP, HDP. So this is particularly used for data processing, where you may get Hadoop in that, and Spark, Hive, HBase, Druid, Data Analytics Studio. Beside that, you have Pig and other. Even you can also enable certain things if it is required. And the other tool which is available is Horton's Data Flow. So like Apache, Niffy, Kafka, Storm, Streaming. So all these tools comes under this. So you can use either way to set your Hadoop working environment. So here, this is the tool which I have downloaded and it is maintained in my system. So this is heavily bundled tool, which is more than 9 GB. So it is not possible to show downloading process here, as well as even to start this tool, it takes around 8 minutes in average. So it's not practically possible to show how to start this tool, but I'll just show how you may get a window the moment you start this Hortonworks Sandbox. So this is about the website. If you simply click Hortonworks Sandbox, you may find a link. And if you click this, it takes you to this link, and here you may find these two. You can download which one is required for your big data platform. So here, for this demonstration and for big data platform, I have used Apache Hadoop and other set of tools in this. So it is under Hortonworks HDP. So you may start to download this and make use of it. So once if you download, you get an complete bundled tool. And further, so I'll stop this screen. I hope you are aware now how to download this Hortonworks Sandbox. Hortonworks Sandbox is a bundled tool which provides you a very easy Hadoop platform. So you need not to spend much time to set up your platform. They have already bundled several tools along with that and giving you as a single large tool. And this is the test bed what most of the companies were also using this before it is deployed in the real-time environment. So let me show you how to get this platform. I'll stop the screen and share another screen where you get the Hortonworks Sandbox environment. Participants, I hope you are getting my screen. Here, I brought this Hortonworks environment here, STTP, which I said, right, which is version 2.4, and it is about 9 GB, around 9 GB data. Uh, so it's not practically possible to show how to download, and but the website what I have what I have displayed for you is from where you can download, and you can bring it into a virtual environment, either VMware workstation or VirtualBox, and you can start working with this. The moment you start this, where you get this platform, and once if you get this platform where you could see that the server is ready, and you can get connected to this environment through the let's say through remote login. So you can use different ways to set up your Hadoop platform. As I said, one is you can set it as a clustered environment, a complete cluster environment on which you may install Hadoop. And another one is, let's say, uh, as a single node you can deploy and you can work. So this is a testbed kind of environment. So before it is being deployed in real time, where they use this environment. Now, how to connect to this is where you should use tool like, again, I'm going to show you another screen from where you can get it connected. I'm going to open a tool called Putty. So that is the tool used to connect this remotely. Participants, this is heavily bundled tool. So it takes time to open. Every screen takes some time. So you should have some patience to get it, because this is a heavily running tool which takes some time to open. I'm opening Putty now in my environment, and once if it is opened, I'll share that screen. Yes, it opened in my environment. I'm going to show you. So here, observe this IP address, what I have said, isn't it? Observe this address, 192.168.126.128. Once if you bring this Hortonworks Sandbox, and of course it was built on top of CentOS. So it was built on top of Cent Linux OS. And now I'm going to get it connected through my, let's say, remote login tool, which is like Putty, where I'm going to type this address there, 192.168.126.128. Now it is going to get connected to this. And now I'll share you that screen. Now, once if you use Putty to get it connected, you could see a login screen which is available for you is like this. The default login name is root and Hadoop. Then later on you can also change. So I have entered the username as root, then password as my password. I have set my password for this, so I'm going to use that password and I'm going to enter. Now you may observe here that I have entered the password, and once this password is ready, then you can, let's say, get the screen. Now you can see that the screen is there with, let's say, Hadoop platform. So once if you get the screen, it ensures that Hadoop is ready for you to work. Now, how to ensure that Hadoop is ready and it is available is you can proceed with typing this command Hadoop. Now you could see that it has listed some output, right? Like what is the usage of Hadoop? What are the commands it supports to work with this? It has given a list of, let's say, certain things in which you can use. So this ensures that Hadoop environment is ready for you to work. And further, how you can proceed is you can check with the version of Hadoop version. Now you can see it will generate output for this command. So now you could see here what is the version of Hadoop being used here. Hadoop 7.1.2.4.0.0-169. So this is of course compiled during 2016. This is the version which I'm using right now. Of course, even advanced version of this is also there, but I'm using this particular version 2000, which was released during 2016. So that is what I'm using in my environment. Then how to get into HDFS and how to proceed working with HDFS. So that is what we are going to discuss followed by this. So followed by this, I'm going to show you set of commands which are similar to Linux kind of commands. So once if you are familiar with Linux based platform, you can able to work in Hadoop, let's say HDFS environment without any difficulty. With slight changes, you may adopt these commands, right? So here I'm going to type the command clear to clear the screen. And this is of course the Linux platform. What you have is Linux. On top of that only Hadoop was installed. So all the Linux commands you can run. For example, you can type the command ls and check. And you can also use Linux command mkdir to create the directory and other set of Linux commands you can use in this environment. So this is the Linux based Linux environment, and that is your local file system. And morning we discussed about how the Hadoop distributed file system will be. So Hadoop distributed file system will be looking similar to Linux file system, which will be built on top of Linux, right? And further, it has its own file system as far as Hadoop is concerned. Hadoop distributed file system. Hadoop comes with two major components, which also have discussed in the morning. One is for storage, another one is for processing. For storage, you are supposed to use HDFS, and for processing, you are supposed to use MapReduce. Now, let me show how to make use of this Hadoop distributed file system. So how to start with this is, first let us start with a command HDFS space DFS. So that is the command used to get the file system information. Now once if you run this command, you get the list of files, list of commands which you can use along with this. So now you can see here, this command HDFS space DFS has generated this output. So this is the list of command in which you can use, right? So this is the list of command which you can use in Hadoop to perform, Hadoop distributed file system to perform various operation with respect to the file that is maintained in HDFS. So you can use this set of command to perform various operations on the files maintained in Hadoop distributed file system. Now let me start with some of the commands, and I'll tell you how to run this command. And let me go a bit slow because it's running in the remote place where I'm executing it, and it takes time to reach you. So let me go a bit slow so that you can also follow and understand how to work with HDFS file system. Now let me start with a simple command. All the commands in local file system, which is Linux file system, where you can just run like this ls, where you can get the list of files in that. And similarly, you can go for creating a directory. To display this, you can go with cat command. Let us suppose if I need to get the output of this particular file, where I'll be using cat. The same kind of usage, but slightly you have to incorporate a few more things while working in Hadoop distributed file system, where you have to use this command hdfs space dfs. This should be prefixed to all the HDFS commands. So for all the Hadoop distributed file system commands, strictly how to incorporate this prefix to that command. Let us say the same command ls, if I run in Hadoop distributed file system, prefix to that ls, you have to use this. And one more important thing is all the commands that you run in HDFS will prefix with hyphen. So let us say if I need to get the list of files in the Hadoop distributed file system, where I should type ls. So that's the command name. Now you can see here, I have used HDFS space DFS. This command should be prefixed, and ls is the command to list the files, where I should proceed to go with the path of HDFS. Now, slash is participant. Please put your audio in mute state. Fine. Now, HDFS space DFS hyphen ls space slash. So slash refers to root of the HDFS file system. So now I'm going to run this command. This command is going to generate the output. So this output is about the list of files and directories which are available in your HDFS file system. Are you getting this? So this command is going to list all the files in the HDFS file system. Now, for example, you just look at this directory, which is in my name, Vivek. Now, if I need to get the list of files in that particular directory, I should use the path, complete path. So HDFS directory starts with this slash, right? That's the beginning of the HDFS file system. Now, if I run this particular command, where it shows the list of files which are available in that particular directory. Now, this is the directory name. In that directory, it consists of one file and two directories, right? So this is what is available over there. Are you getting this? So here, so this command is going to generate this output. I'll just clear the screen and show you once again. Right? So if you want to get the root, then you have to simply say slash. Then you get the list of files which are available in the current working directory of root. So root is the beginning directory. Then you may keep on proceed like Linux directories, subdirectories, subdirectories you can give in the path, and you can get the list of files which are available there. Then further, let us move to next command. For example, if I need to display the content which is available in a particular file, for example, you can consider here a file name which is stu.txt. stu.txt is the name of the file. If it is a directory, you might have observed here D, that refers it's a directory. But here it is a file, so the first column is being disabled here. with hyphen. So that indicates it's a file. Now, if you observe this, stu.txt is a file name which is under the root directory. Now, if I need to display the content which is present in this file, then what I should do is I should go for a command called cat. Now you can see here, I have replaced the previous command with cat. And as I said, for all the commands, this is must. SDFS space DFS is must. So that you have to prefix to all the commands, and all the commands should prefix with hyphen. That's why I placed like this. Then followed by this, I should specify the file name. The file name in my case is stu.txt. So cat command is one which helps you to display the content present in that file. I can see here, I have executed this command, and this command has generated some output that you can see here. It consists of 6 records in that particular file, separated by each and every field is separated by comma. So this is how it is maintained, and that is what is available in that file. Now to display the content present in stu.txt, I should use the command cat. So this is second command. Now let us get into next command, how to bring a new file into this HDFS. So for that, what you have to do is, for example, let me clear the screen. You can use CLEAR command to clear the screen, or Control L you can use, that is the shortcut key to clear the screen. Now let us take this Linux file system. So Linux file system, that is your local system. The local system consists of a particular file. Let us suppose we are, in this case, we have Hadoop underscore input.txt. Now, if I need to display this directly, I can use cat, that file name, and the content what is present in that file name is, let us say, welcome to Big Data Analytics Hadoop platform and Hadoop distributed file system. Some contents maintained in that. Now, I have a file which is in my local file system, and this file content should be moved to HDFS file system. I'll repeat again. Hadoop underscore input.txt is a file name available in local file system, and this file should be moved to Hadoop distributed file system. Then what I should do is, I should go for executing Hadoop distributed file system commands. So as I said, all the commands should start with HDFS space DFS, and then to move a file to Hadoop distributed file system, you have to use this command put. So this is one command, and an alternate to put is also there, which is nothing but copy from local. So where it supports with two different commands. One is to copy from local to Hadoop distributed file system, and an alternate to this command copy from local is put. Anything you can use. I'll demonstrate with both where you can understand. So put is a command, and you should specify the source path. As I'm in the current working directory with the file Hadoop underscore input in my current working directory, I can directly specify like Hadoop underscore input dot txt. In place of this, you can also specify some other file, but you have to give the complete path. Let's say where it starts and the complete path. Now, as it is in the current working directory, I can directly give, so it takes this file from the current working directory. Where I should place this in the Hadoop distributed file system, that is your destination path. Now, this is the source path, which is in your local Linux And another one is Hadoop distributed file system, which is your destination location. Your destination is SDFS. Now for that you have to give the file name. If you want to retain in the same name, let's say Hadoop underscore input.txt, you can place here the destination Hadoop underscore input.txt. So this is what you can provide. Or if I need to provide, or if I need to place in another location, let's say Vivek is a folder, is a directory maintained in HDFS. In that, if I need to place this file, then your path should be like this, right? So you have to specify the complete path to push your data. Now for that, I have placed here. Then I'm going to run this command. Now this command gets executed now. Let us go and check whether this file has been pushed to Hadoop distributed file system or not. So for that, you have to use HDFS space DFS -ls. That's the command to list the files, and give this path and check. So that's what I'm going to provide here. Vivek /. Now this is going to provide you the list of files and directories which is available. Now you can see here the file name which we recently copied, isn't it? Which we recently copied. You can see here the one which we recently copied is being maintained here. Following this, this is how you can move a file which is available from local file system to Hadoop distributed file system. Now you can observe here, I'll show you this example. Install.log. Code this file which consists of 9447 bytes. Now let us say here in this it is only very minimum size. Like the example what we discussed in the morning, if we have 1 gigabyte of file, let us suppose, if you have 1 gigabyte of file, let us suppose, this 1 gigabyte of file in version 2, it will be divided into 8 blocks, which means each and every block consists of 128 MB, 128 megabyte size of blocks. So 1 gigabyte will get divided into 8. Similarly, in version 1, previous to this Hadoop version, where it has considered instead of 128, 64 MB, that's the first version they have considered. Every block size is of 64 MB. So 1024, let's say, megabytes will be divided into 64 MB, 64 MB. So where you get 16 blocks, and it will be distributed in different data nodes, and it will be maintained. So this is how it manages your data in real-time clusters. But this is running in a single node. So where you could see only one name node and only one data node, because it's not running on the cluster, it's a test bed. So you could see only one data node running. I'll also show you, followed by the set of commands, I'll show you how to open an Ambari environment and see various things and how to perform this. Now let me proceed to next one. So this is the command what you should use, HDFS space DFS -put, to put your file from local file system. This is the path in the local file system, and followed by this is the path in destination file system. So this is how you can move. And to verify this, followed by this command, you can use HDFS space DFS space -ls command. So this command will allow you to get the files which is available on that particular directory. Now let us move to next command. The next command, I'll show you how to bring the file available from HDFS to local file system. Now, for example, let us take this case. I'll show you one file which we can bring from Hadoop distributed file system to local file system. Okay, before that, let me change this particular file name in some other name and let us bring. I'll show you next command to perform a copy operation in HDFS. I have cleared my screen, and further I'm going to run the command to copy a file in HDFS environment. As I said, all the commands should start with HDFS space DFS. It is similar to Linux command CP, which is to copy. CP is for copying the files. Now I'm going to copy this file from a file which is in the Hadoop distributed file system to a file again in the Hadoop distributed file system. So for example, here the file name is stu.txt, and this I'm going to make a copy and I'm going to store it as stu1.txt. The same content, but I'm going to copy. So here I'm going to copy this and it will be retained in stu1.txt. Once again, I have to give the path in which it should be copied. Yes. Once again, because it is in root, not in the current directory, so you have to give the path. Yes. Now this is successfully executed now. You may observe here, immediately it has returned with a prompt, or else if something goes wrong, it shows an error message like this, where that file is not there or such directory is not there. So this is a command allows you to copy command you might have experienced in Linux. The same command in HDFS is to be used like this: HDFS space DFS - copy and source file name and what is your destination file name. Now to check that, let us go with the command ls and verify. Now if we run this command, we could observe that a new file which was copied here just now could be noticed, right? I hope you could see this file. So this is how you can bring, this is how you can copy a file from one location to another location in HDFS. Now let me proceed a command to move from Hadoop distributed file system to local file system. Your local file system is Linux and Hadoop distributed file system is, of course, the Hadoop distributed file system consists of this file. So how to run a command to get it from stu1 in Hadoop to local file system, which is Linux, a local Linux file system. So the command name is hdfs space dfs space, let's say, get. So get is a command you have to use so that you can get a file from HDFS file system to local file system. Now let me run this command with the path where it is available /stu1.txt. That's the file name, and the destination where I didn't mention anything, so or you can just give /root. That's the location. Now this command also successfully executed, which means I have successfully moved my file from Hadoop distributed file system. This is there in Hadoop distributed file system, and this has been successfully copied to local file system. Now to check this, you have to use the command ls. Remember, we are not running this in Hadoop distributed file system, rather we are executing this command in local file system. So now you can see that the file which we copied just now, stu1, could be noticed here, right? Could you see here? Or let me use ls-l so that you may get it completely. Yeah, here. Fine. So this is the command which you need to use to bring your file from Hadoop distributed file system to local file system, right? Now let me use the command clear to clear the screen, and we'll go to next command. So far we discussed commands like ls, how to list the files, then cat to print the content present in a file, and then to create, to place a file from local file system to Hadoop distributed. Followed by this, where we discussed how to bring a file from Hadoop distributed file system to local file system by means of get command. Now there is also an alternate command for get, which I am going to show you now. The alternate command to get is copy to local. So copy to local is a command which you are supposed to use here to copy to local. From where? From HDFS file system. So this is an alternate command to be used in place of get command. You can also use get, or you can also use copy to local. Copy to local. So this is how you can run this command to move from Hadoop distributed file system to local file system. Then coming to next command. Now let us get into the command how to create a directory. So you all might be familiar with the Linux command mkdir to create. The same command I'm going to use here. Now let us say sdfs space dfs hyphen mkdir. That's the command to be used to create a new directory. Now where a new directory is to be created, which is in Hadoop distributed file system. Now let me create a new directory in the name. Let us say big data. I have created like big underscore data. So this is my directory name. So for that, you have to prefix this with the path, and the command name is mkdir. As I've been mentioning from the beginning that all the commands should be prefixed with hyphen. Now when you run this command, a new directory is created for you. And further, to see the participants, just a minute. Pawan sir has instructed me to increase the font size. Let me try to increase the size. Sir, Pawan sir, is it better now?
Still you can see, sir. The larger, you can keep it to maximum size.
Maximum what I could do. or if they are working in, I mean, if they are listening through their mobile, they can enlarge this. It's possible.
Okay.
So this is the maximum which I could do, sir. Now,
Okay, sir.
to create a directory, how to use this command mkdir, and to verify this whether a new directory is created in HDFS file system, how to use HDFS space DFS -ls command to list and verify whether a directory named big data has been created. Now you could observe that a new directory created just now here, which is big data. So this is how you can create a new directory and verify. Followed by that, you can verify whether it has been created or not. So this is how you can perform various operations. And now let us get into another command, how to run. Let's say you can also use a command du and df, which is similar to Linux command. That is to check the disk usage and disk free spacing. So let me type the command hdfs space dfs -du. Du is for disk usage. So where you'll come to know how much space of disk in HDFS you have utilized of total allocated size. Now you can see that it has listed the output with the directories and its size. I can see how much size it has utilized with respect to every directory. So this is about disk usage. If you want to get how much free spacing is available, you can use df. Df is a command used to get the free spacing. So you can see the output that has been generated now. Once again, I'll create the screen and show you once again. Yes, it has given the output. Here you can very well observe what is the size of, size in bytes which has been allocated for HDFS. Means while installing, I have given this much of space for this sandbox. And this is the total space that is utilized and available space, and how much of space that was utilized in the total size. So where you get it. Of course, you get it the similar to Linux command. But this is in HDFS. That's why we use HDFS space DFS. So that is to be incorporated for all the Linux commands. I'll show you another one, which is to create an empty file in HDFS. So there is a command called touch, TOUCHZ. So this command is used to create an empty empty file. mkdir, which is used to create a new directory. Now, if you want to create a new file where you can use touch. Touch is a command in Linux, but here it is to be used as touchz. So that is the command used to create an empty file. To create an empty file, you have to use touch. Then it creates a file size, a new file with the file size 0 bytes. Now let me create a new file in the path in the root. Let's say the file name here, let me use as new_file. .txt. A new file with the extension .txt has been created. Now it has immediately responded that ensures your command is successfully executed. Again, to check this, what we do is we use ls command, isn't it? So here we use ls command to check whether a new file has been created or not. I'm listing the file system now. Yes, this is not a directory, this is a file that you can observe here. A new file has been created in the name new underscore file.txt. So this is what you can observe. Okay, I'll go for next command. Before that, let me clear the screen and move to next command. You can also use the command like you can also check whether your file is healthy or not. Sometimes there is a possibility that your file may get corrupted in HDFS, or some portion of the file may get corrupted. So in that case, what you can do is you can use let's say this set of commands to verify that it is healthy. So there is a command called file check command. In short, it is fsck. Fsck is a command. So what you can do here is HDFS space fsck, file check command. So this you can use to check the files. For example, the newly created file, new, what is that we have? I'll just get it. Yes. So let me run this command, HDFS space file check, fsck. Now, which particular file that you are supposed to verify, you can provide that particular file name, new underscore file dot txt. So let's say if I need to ensure whether this file is healthy file or not. So sometime the contents in that may get corrupted, or let's say it may not be let's say ready to analyze your content. So in that case, you can confirm this with the reason is 3 copies are being maintained in the Hadoop cluster, isn't it? Default replication is 3. Sometime the node may get failed and you may be looking for it, and while moving your file from one data node to another data node for maintaining that default 3 replication, while moving your data, I mean internally when it is being moved, sometimes there is a chance that the file may get corrupted, or it may not be a healthy file. Now I have executed this command to check whether my file is healthy or not. Now it shows what is the size of the file. So of course the size of the file here is 0 bytes because it's an empty file which I have created just now. If you want to check with another file, you can also check. I'll check with stu.txt. I have cleared the screen. Now let me replace stu.txt. Now this is how you can check whether your file is healthy or not. So you can see here the total size of file is 236 bytes, and how many directories and files and how many blocks, as it is less than 1020, I mean 1 MB, right? 128 MB is one block. So as it is only 236 bytes, it is placed in one block, right? and followed by this default replication factor you can see, which is 3, and only one rack and one data node, because we are running on a single data node. It's not running on a cluster, it's only on a single data node. And at the end it responds with a message saying that this particular file is healthy. Now this is how you can check whether your file is healthy or not. And further, we'll go to next command for representing your source file as text file format. Or you can also, you can use the command text. For example, if I want to consider an input file, for example, new underscore file.txt. If I want to set that particular file to be taken, that source file to be taken as text file, then what I should do is sdfs space dfs hyphen text, because I should consider this source file as a text file. So I should give it like this, text, and what is the file name? New underscore file. So that file should be taken as text file, even though it is a text file or not. If you want to consider that particular file as text file, you can set like this. Then you can further go for another set of commands like count. So count is another command to count the number of directories, files. So let me show that command also. SDFS space DFS hyphen count, followed by the path. Let me give directory itself, root directory itself, and let me enter. Now you could see the total number of directories, total number of files, where you can see here. The total number of files, total number of, first one will be total number of directories. So 148 directories, 563 files, and followed by the bytes, size in bytes under that particular path. So that is what you could see here, and that path name. So if I want to get it for, let's say, my directory, I can provide like this. So it shows that it consists of 3 directories and 4 files, and this is the size of the file and the path. So this is another command, and beside that you can also use a command like rm to remove, as well as you can also remove with recursive deletion. For example, I'll show you that also. For example, if I need to delete a directory, first let me check what is there in new, and then I'll go for deleting that directory. It's an empty directory. Now you could see here, this particular directory consists of 2 files. One is input.txt, another one is Hadoop underscore input.txt. So first let me show you a command how to delete. rm is a command for removing the files. So here let me remove one particular file under Vivek directory, which is, let me delete this, Hadoop underscore input.txt. Now you could see that it has moved your files to trash, means like a recycle bin. in Windows platform. So now this file has been moved over there, and it will be, of course, it was deleted. Now to check that, you can use a command ls, and you can verify this. Now it shows that there is no such directory or file. Now to delete the directory, we use rm. To recursively delete this, we go for rm-r. rm-r, that's the command name. Assume that I'm going to delete a directory called new. Now similarly, it has also deleted all the directories and files in that. To check that, let us go for -ls space slash. Now new directory which was new directory which was existing in this directory earlier was not there at present. So this is how to specify a particular directory and delete this. So this is how you need to use these commands. Of course, still several commands, like to delete the directory, we use rmdir, that is to delete a directory. And then let us say to rename, where we have a command called mv. For example, let me take this install.log, isn't it? So let me go for renaming this, a command name called mv, and the path name where it contains this file is install.log is under Vivek directory. So let me use this file name and then rename it to some other name. So let me rename it as install one. Let me rename it as install1.log. Now what happens is it gets renamed. Now you can see here it has been renamed to install1. Earlier it was install, but now it has been renamed as install1.log. So this is how you can run this command. You can also use a command like expunge to remove all the files from the trash. And then you can also use a command like sdfs space dfs hyphen usage. Let's say you don't know what is the purpose of a particular command. You can use this command usage. Let's say I don't know what is the purpose of rmdir. Then I can specify here like this. Then it shows the syntax, how to use this particular command and what is the syntax for this command. So beside that, you can also use help command, where it gives the help page of this, and you can see here the help page which has been displayed. What I did is I have executed this command -help. Then it has displayed the help page of this particular commands. So that's all about the set of commands. Beside that, you can see here there are several commands, like to change the modes of file permission, you have this. To change the group permission, to change the ownership permission, count we discussed. To create a snapshot, to delete the snapshot, you have create snapshot, delete snapshot. du and df for disk free spacing and usage, which I have demonstrated. Expunge, which is to remove the trash file. Find, to search for a particular file. Then to merge files, you have get merge. To move from local, where you have, and to move to local, where you have these commands. To get the status of the file, you have stat, by which you can get the status of the file. I'll show you that command also. sdfs space dfs hyphen stat. Stat is a command used to get the status of the file. Now I'm running the command, let's say slash, let me give the directory name for which I'm looking to get the status. Now you can see here, it has given some output. This is related to getting the status of the file. And you have another set of commands to, let's say, you can use it to get the text we set, touch to create, truncate. Usage also I have explained you. Truncate, you can use tail to get the, especially in case of log files, we can use this to get end of the file. So likewise, even to set the replication factor, you have this command. Likewise, you have several commands supporting to perform various operation in HDFS. So this is about how to use HDFS environment to store your data and to retrieve your data. Now let me get into, see, so far what I have demonstrated is in the text-based mode, how to use this in a text-based mode and how to perform. Now let me show you in a GUI mode, but that is preferably used only by the administrator to manage this complete Hadoop platform. So for that, what I should do is, I need to open a browser, and in that browser I should type this address 192. First let me type and show you that, right, 192.168.126.128. I'll be sharing my browser. Now you can see through browser, I have opened this Hortonworks Sandbox. So this environment is nothing but Ambari. Morning also I have said, right? So it's a component in that Hadoop ecosystem, which is for management and monitoring. The purpose of this ecosystem is for management and monitoring. So you need not to get into text-based mode to run the commands and manage and monitor. Instead, you can use this GUI platform, and in that GUI platform, you can able to get the complete details about the clusters, data nodes, name node, secondary name node, the complete platform details you can able to get. So I'll show you how to get that. So what I should do is, you have to open a browser and then type this address. This is the address provided for us by Horton Sandbox. So that address I have captured and placed here. And you may find a URL link here. And this is the default username and default password. So this is the default username and this is the default password. Now, if I click on to this, where you get a platform. So as I mentioned, the default username and password, where I should type here the default Maria underscore Dave. Again, the password Maria underscore Dave. So that is the default username, the same as the default password. Now, if I sign into this, where it loads the complete Hadoop platform, and you can able to see. I hope you could able to see my screen, right? It has given you different information. Morning we said about different ecosystems, right? Like MapReduce, Yarn, HDFS, MapReduce, Yarn, so Test, Hive, HBase, Pig, Scoop, Oozy, Zookeeper, Falcon, Storm, Flume, all these were ecosystems available in HDFS file system. And further, you can see here HDFS disk usage, how much it was used and how much it is available. So now you can see here total usage and remaining leftover is 68% leftover space which is allocated for HDFS. And as I said already, here you can see only one data node is running. The reason is only one computer system. I am not running on a cluster. When it is being executed on a cluster, where you'll come to know different data nodes running over here. But here, only one data node running here. That's why it shows like one data node is alive. I mean, it's live. Here is a link where you can get into name node, secondary name node, and one data node. For example, if I want to get into name node, you can click here where it shows different metrics concerned with name node. So this you can see with respect to last 1 hour, what is the status, last 2 hours, 4 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year. So likewise, you can get various metrics about that particular parameter. Similarly, secondary name node, and similarly, you can go for data node also. So if you want to get various metrics about data node, then you can use this link, right? And what is the cluster load, right? How it is distributed across the cluster, you can monitor. And then what is the CPU usage, name node heap, and then name node RPC. And here you can see what is the heap of resource manager and yarn usage, and only one name node, let's say node manager, which is available here. So likewise, you'll come to know, and by this you can get the resource management details, cluster resource management details, which is yarn. And further, you can look into this with respect to different information, right? So if you click this dashboard, you get all this. To get different services in Hortonworks Sandbox, you can use this. Let's say if I want to get into this SDFS, then you can click here, by which you'll come to know like the summary of this SDFS with different metrics. Now total, you can see here, we have observed, isn't it? The total replicated blocks is 557 blocks. Means 557 into 128 block size is what is there. Each block is of 128 MB. Now you can see how much disk usage for this file system HDFS, and non-used, how much it was not used, non-used DFS, and total space remaining, total blocks 558. Is there any corrupted blocks? Is there any missing blocks of, let's say that, and total files plus directories. You just closely observe this. You try to get complete summary of this entire Hadoop. So this is administrator's environment. Like if you are a developer or if you are a normal programmer, you won't get this environment or you may not get this platform. It is only for administrator's environment. Only administrator can able to make use of this, and they could able to do certain things with respect to administration. I'll show you here one more thing. Now you can see here whatever is enabled here, which means these services are running at present. So these services are running and it is live. And another one, you can also get into this host and get the details about host, alerts, You can able to get different alerts. This is administrators page. Admin will be making use of this to get the various information. Now let me show you how admin will be generally using this HDFS environment. So far, several commands I have explained you right how to work in HDFS platform. Now you can see this is a GUI facility given for admin to perform more comfortably. So admin need not to write those commands to perform various operations. Admin can straight away perform this task in this GUI. For example, if the admin is about to create a new directory, then he can just click into this button, new directory, click, and he can enter the new directory name and a new directory gets created. Assume that if I need to create a new directory, DER1, then click this create. So straight away, this is going to get created here. Following this, a new directory has been created. Now, if I need to delete this directory, you have a facility here, like delete the directory. And if you want to download this, you have an option for download. Now, let's say here, I want to delete this directory. What I should do is click this button, delete, so that you can delete it. You see, with a minimum efforts, I could able to delete a new directory, right? Then if I need to download any file, then you can just click on this student1.txt, where I can refer to this link and I can download. Now you can see here it has prompted for download. You can save. And in your local Windows system, you may find this particular file. Or if you want to download it as a complete directory, you can also select this download, where it gets downloaded as a complete directory. So this is how you can use this environment to work various, or you can perform various operations, and even to upload a file with the minimum efforts you can do. So here you have an option for upload. If you click here, you can upload a file where you can browse from your local Windows file system and you can bring it. For example, you just look at this. I do have some files, like for example, some PPT here. If I click this, you can see upload option is there. If I click this upload option, yeah, session 1.p, yes. Could you see here? With the minimum efforts, I could bring my files. So you need not to run much commands, but this is not possible as a normal user or a developer or an end user. This is only for administrators facility. This GUI could be used only by administrator who is maintaining the entire cluster, right? So this is how you can use this platform and you can get various information through GUI environment. Similarly, you can load, you can create a directory, you can search for a particular file. Everything you can do it with this GUI platform. So with the minimum efforts, you could able to do this. Fine. And if you want to run, as I said, right, if you want to run your programs, let's say if I'm good in Pig, then you have an environment for writing your Pig scripts. So where you can open this option given here, Pig, and you can run your Pig scripts and you can able to execute it and get it straight away. So you need not to, you can see here, a new script. You can create a new script and provide a new script, a big script. Let me give it as 1 and go for creating it. So here you can write your pick scripts and you can execute it here. Fine. So this is how you can run your pick script straight away. You can also get the environment for Hive. So I'm going to show you how to run Hive in this Ambari. Yeah. So this is the worksheet which is given. You can type your Hive queries. You can manage your complete Hive queries here, and you can click here for execution. But this kind of platform may not be available for other users, but only for administrator where you have this provision. Now this platform further you can use to develop any applications. For example, I'll just tell you and brief whatever ecosystems which is here. We have MapReduce for writing your programs in Java-based language. So when you're familiar with Java-based language, you can go for MapReduce program, defaultly there in Java. When you're not good in Java, if you're good in scripting languages, you can prefer to go for Pig. So through Pig scripts, you can write your code, and internally Pig engine will convert it into MapReduce. Then you can write your MapReduce programming through Hive. So if you are good in, let's say, SQL based language, like if you are smart SQL in SQL, you can write SQL queries and you can do it similarly in SQL in Hive. And internally, Hive engine will convert it into MapReduce where it runs on big data platform. And similarly, you can prefer to go for Spark than even Hadoop. So Spark, where you could run much faster than Hadoop. And slowly, industry people started moving towards Hadoop. Most of their applications now moving towards Spark from Hadoop. Only very few applications are running on Hadoop. Most of them have started migrating to Spark. In Spark, where you have different platform, like you can write your code in, where you can write your MapReduce code in Scala. You can write whatever the code that you have, like I'll show you the code for MapReduce program. I'll stop sharing this browser screen and open a MapReduce program code. As time is limited, I'll be quickly moving to one by one and close it. Practically, it is not possible to show all the demonstration. Only few I have demonstrated. Generally, I'll just show you how to do this, and you can get it as much as possible. As I'm running Hadoop on my environment, minimum it is 16 GB is required, and I have only 8 GB, so it's going very slow, and even to open, it's taking time. So if you want to run the latest version of Hortonworks Sandbox, prefer 16 GB space, 16 GB RAM. So 16 GB RAM is required in order to run the latest Hortonworks. But when you have earlier versions, of course, 8 GB could be quite sufficient. It's taking much time to open in my machine. Okay, in the meantime, let me brief. So when you are preferring to write your MapReduce in Java, you should be familiar in Java platform. You should have at least a good knowledge in Java. Prerequisites for that is Java. Once if I'll just share my screen now. I got it now.
Sir, small announcement to you.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All the participants, we have shared actually the test link as well as the feedback link. These two links, you need to fill it up and submit it for certification. So all of the participants, I request you carefully attend the test for the assessment as per the AICTE guidelines and the norms, and also fill the feedback form day 6 today and give your feedback. After test, a few hours will be there. So even after the 4 o'clock, also few hours will be there to complete your test and all. You can submit it with mail ID. So we will follow up you and we will send you the certificates through to your mail, sent through your mail. So you can carry on, sir, Vivekanandant, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. Is it audible, sir? Sir, is it audible?
Yes, sir. Yeah, audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Audible, sir.
I'll take another 5 minutes, sir. Not more than that.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
Uh, if you want to write your code in Java for MapReduce program, you have to write a very lengthy code like this. So this is a simple example of word count program, and even a few more examples. Let me share. You can also attempt this. So this set of code is for MapReduce. This is a MapReduce program in Java. So where you have to write a very lengthy code. Now you can see here, I have written nearly 100 lines of code for MapReduce task. The same thing in Spark, you can write with about 5 lines and you can finish it off. Now, similar way, in Spark, you can bring your files and you can do from HDFS and you can do all your tasks. If you're not good in Java, then you can prefer to write your programs in big scripts, and you can run, which will be about only 5 to 10 lines of code. Hive, you can write like a queries and you can do whatever the task that is defined here to perform can be performed with a simple code like that. Of course, Spark is quite a different platform than Hadoop, which is for big data platform, which allows you to run your applications much faster compared with Hadoop. But default language there is Scala. You should learn Scala for better usage of Spark. Of course, though Spark supports to write the code in Java, preferably you should go for Scala. And even it also supports, Spark also supports to develop your applications in Python. If you are good in Python, you can also use PySpark, where you can develop your applications, Python applications in Spark. And even it also provides support for R. If you are good in R program, you can also prefer the libraries which is supported in Spark. So likewise, you can think of adopting this different Hadoop platform for your requirements and you can do your analysis. In addition to this, you should start bringing this additional ecosystems, which I've said right in the morning, for machine learning in big data. Like you have to think of using Mahout or H2O or MLlib, which is there in Spark by default. So while using Spark, you can get that MLlib and you can start working in that. So this is how you can make use of this machine learning libraries and develop your applications, and you can build your applications in this big data platform. So what I have attempted in the afternoon session is to show a platform where you can develop your applications. It is not possible to show the complete machine learning applications to get it executed in this platform, but I have given you an information about how to use this platform to let's say to work in Hadoop, and also how to bring your applications into this, and how to develop your applications using the provisions given there. So that's all from my side. If there is any doubt, you please raise the doubt. As much as possible, I could able to clarify your doubts. Let me hand over the session to Pawan sir. Participants, any doubts? Sir, any doubts from the participant side? Pawan sir? Any queries from participant side?
I think there is no queries are rising, sir. Hope they have utilized the session completely.
Fine, sir. Sir, I thank a lot
So
for
now this is valid directory program now follows.
okay.
This is Dr. GP Pawan, AICTE convener, just conveying the thanks to all the participants attended from all the days and in all the sessions, and also I'm especially thanks to all the resource persons who has attended from the phase 1 as well as phase 2. So they have given a very excellent knowledge and skills sharing here. And I also thanks especially coordinators Lakshmi Narayana and T. Vivekanandant, A. Naresh Kumar, CSC department. And also I especially thanks to all the course coordinators also, and also the department of CSE. We are very much thankful providing the infrastructure and the facility and support here. And also especially thankful to the head of the department of CSE, Dr. D. Nagaraju. And also I also my special thanks to the giving a lot of support and cooperation and from the AICT to till here. Uh, Principal Dr. P. Ramesh Kumar also I am very thankful to providing such a and make it to happen the wonderful programs to the all the community of the participants all over India participants. And also again especially thanks to the management providing the excellent infrastructure like a studio and e-lab facility to make it this happen, this wonderful program make it success on this day 6 also. All in all, I am especially thanks to all the who are directly or indirectly involved in this. I wanted to thankful to them on behalf of the principal and department, and also from the management side. So I request all the participants to stay with us in the WhatsApp group till certification comes. Please do stay here, and shortly we will make it arrangement for the certification. It will take few days, and we will make you arrangement of the certification. Um, Thank you once again for all, and especially thanks to our Professor T. Vivekanandan, Associate Professor CSE SITAMS. Today is with us and shared big data analysis demonstration excellently provided. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I personally thank you for giving this opportunity to me. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, all of you. So we are closing the session.
Yes.